Oh, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 990 of FloWrestling Radio Live. I'm your host, Christian Piles, joined today by James Dean Rader, Ben Funky Askren, and you. Thank you so much for tuning in on this Thursday. Plenty to get to, no time to waste, and not going to let Ben have to wait any longer to brag about his dominant Missouri Tigers.
39-0, baby. We went over to California. We put it on them, right? The small guys. Noah Certain got a big win. You guys are going to bump up the ranks a little bit now. And then Cade Moore's coming along.
Yeah.
Zeke Seltzer up in a new weight looks good. And then, you know, the guy that I didn't really know is got Logan Giaffre. He just put it on Jaden Abbas.
He really did. Rode him forever. The first takedown was, Jaden was in so deep, and he was like almost backside double, I believe, and just kind of lost it, and then gives up kind of an easy go behind, and it was all downhill from there for Joffrey. Really, he looks like he's going to be a tough guy to beat this year. And
oh, yeah, I should say I only watched highlights because freaking Pac-12 Network. I even got my mom's log. I even begged my mom for her cable login, Christian Piles.
Man.
And then it gave me some other, once I got logged in, it gave me some other error message.
I don't know why I'm able to, but I just click it and it lets me go, and I just don't ask any questions. But I'm able to. I've been able to watch all these Pac-12 duels. I don't know why, but it just lets me in. So
yeah, it said that was not included in the package that we purchased. I'm like, oh, for God's sakes.
Yeah,
so annoying.
Well, the two, I think the most consequential matches were 25 and 57. 25, Certain versus Provo. Certain ends up getting it. It's a major by the time it's all said and done. Pretty close match throughout. And in the third period, Provo had a couple opportunities and just could not finish on Noah. And that was kind of the theme for him. I think he got in quite a few times, but Noah's scrambling and counters and riding were ultimately a big difference maker for him. And, you know, Provo continues to come back down to earth after a really strong showing at CKLV and in a weight where being favored in rankings is probably a good indication that you're about to lose.
That would be funny if you guys did like some type of analysis on the most upsets ever at a singular weight class. That would be hilarious.
I mean, but let's face facts. There's no world where we would have considered Certain anything but a favorite coming into this season and even weeks into the season. And he's got one loss on the year. I mean, Noah has been good throughout this year. Man, all you really want, if you're an NCAA team, it's like you just want a guy at the weight, and he's one of the guys. And I don't know.
He's definitely one of the guys.
It's like he's one of the boys. Noah Certain. He's good. He's tough, and he's got a thing, right? He's pretty dynamic. He's good on top. He can scramble. You know, he's good. Yeah. He's good for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And then Brock Mahler so many go-behinds. Drag go-behind. He either hit it all 4 takedowns or 3 of the 4 takedowns. The exact same takedown to the same side every single time. It was like, at a point I was like, wait, are they doing a replay? No, he's just doing the same move again.
He has a great drag. I really wish he would use it more often.
Well, if you told him that before this duel, he is message received, I would say, because he hit it a lot. I mean, I think we talked about this. I mean, this guy, Bozo JD, made him a 2.5-point favorite. Worst line of the year.
Hey, listen, that was the right line, I think.
No, just kidding. JD's an excellent odds maker.
It does frustrate me how Mahler always runs to the hip on that go behind.
I texted the same thing to Ben.
But it works, though.
But it works, yeah.
It works when it works, but against Andonian, he did it a couple times, and it didn't work.
That is true.
Andonian is the number one guy you don't want to go to the hip on.
That is, yeah. I think you're right on that one.
Yeah.
100%.
But I think when you can get away with it that much, it's like, it is technically faster. It is a faster finish. I think there are times when it makes a lot of sense to go hip.
Because you can pull.
Well, that's the positive versus negative. The positive of it is it's quicker to get to, and it works against a lot of people. The negative is against a guy like Bryce Andonian or other people. There are times when it is significantly less effective technically. So, you are doing a trade-off there for sure.
Yeah, but the exchange rate worked out for Brock Mahler against Cardenas. So impressive win for him. Mahler's really had, I was like, man, why is he going up? I felt like it messed up their team a little bit, not getting Cam Steed in the lineup, but he's been really good this year. Only one loss, I believe. Let me look.
I think Andonian's his only loss.
Yeah, 10-1.
Yeah. And that was close.
It was. I mean, it could have went that. Yeah.
Do we have an injury update on Bryce Andonian since we talked about it the last show?
I don't have one. I always feel weird kind of prying there.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, how hurt is he?
Well, I mean, I don't know. It's like that is kind of your job a little bit. And they could always say, well, we're not sure yet if they don't want to tell you. Or they could always say, like, it's really bad, but please don't tell anyone yet. And we're going to put it out. Something to that effect.
Yeah. I just don't want to know. Maybe I just don't want to know deep down in my soul.
Those are your hometown Hokies, baby.
I know. They're awesome. But yeah, it'd be a bummer if he's out. Very exciting guy. And this would probably be past the time where he could get a medical. So it'd be a bummer.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's not about Bryce Andonian. Brock Mahler got the nice win over Daniel Cardenas. 14-8 was the final there. In a match where he was up like 8-2 or 7-2, and then Cardenas got it to like 8-6, and it's like, oh, wow. And then 2 more takedowns, and then it's over.
Yep.
Anything else that we want to get to in this? I mean, it was a really impressive showing from the Tigers, who they have laid several beatdowns on teams that we would consider to be solid this year. Arizona State. Maybe they hate the Pac-12 because they are. If they're like, listen, if this entire conference is on the ropes, they're going to put them all the way in the grave because they buried ASU, they buried Stanford. Maybe Brian Smith's got something against the West Coast. That's possible.
Definitely possible. They put the beat down on those guys.
Ben, ask Coach Smith why they're dueling you and I twice.
Wait, what?
Are they really?
Yes.
No, that's got to be a mistake.
No,
Is one of them Northern Illinois?
No, one is the UNI Open. I was looking at their schedule.
Oh.
Yeah, the UNI Open it's way later this year. Usually it was early December. I think maybe they did it so because what's the rule? First year guys in the first semester they can't be unattached. Is that the rule?
Correct.
Yeah. That's why someone said Gabe Arnold has 3 dates left, but I don't think he has that many because he wrestled in an open tournament as well.
Yeah, I don't.
There's no way he's got 3 left. Actually,
there's no way he has. There's no way he has more. Yeah.
Because you can only have you can only have 5 dates, and nothing can be unattached till second semester.
So here's the thing: is Soldier Salute? I assume Soldier Salute was considered first semester.
First semester. I mean, second semester has not started.
Well, okay, but the second semester.
But the first semester is over.
Athletically start when first semester ends? Because I said in a video that, hey, he's used 4 of his dates, so he's got 1 left. And then someone said he has 2.
Well, it's either 2 or 1. It's not 3. There's no way it's 3.
Well, yeah. I mean, we know that's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But
you think he's
regardless,
gonna wrestle against Nebraska? I saw the probables they put out, and with the probables that I will put out against Nebraska, they are not beating Nebraska.
Yeah, well, that's not. There's no way.
Don't trust probables.
Yeah, probables are. It's probable these guys are on our team, and they'll weigh in.
It's so annoying that that teams are allowed to just put out shenanigans. I mean,
it's great. It's helpful. It's good. It's good to just not know who's gonna wrestle. It's a good thing. I like it. And it really helps. It's a huge advantage too, because there's no way now. Nebraska knows to not prepare for Gabe Arnold, right? They just know because they're not in the probables. So it's really gonna work. No, I don't get it. I don't even. I think they. Yeah, I don't even think there's actually that much strategy or thought into who goes into the probables. I think it's like, just stick with whoever we've been putting.
But do you think it's actually a misdirection?
I don't think so, because it's not gonna work. It's not like Nebraska's gonna. They could ever fantasize that Nebraska would see those probables and think, all right, we don't have to game plan for Gabe Arnold now.
You think Terry's hey Terry, let's put someone else in that we know not is going in today. It'll be sweet. We'll trick them.
Yeah, I don't think it works. And honestly, I think they should have listed Gabe Arnold at 2 weights. Listed them for both. That's how you can plan a little.
That'd be sweet if you could wrestle 2 weights.
Well, he could go one, he could go the other. He's used the slashes. But a lot of teams don't put their real probables out there. They put some of the guys and some of the not. And
yeah.
The real question, I think for certain we'll see Gabe Arnold because they are going to need him in one of those weights. I don't think they would use him against Pinto. I think if they use him, it'll be 74. But that's going to be tough because, man, Pinto might just pin whoever they throw out at 84.
If they put Aiden Riggins out there, I think it's likely that Lenny Pinto pins him.
Yeah.
Allred could pin Glazier too. Allred, he has some times where he's maybe not so good, but there's some times where he's on fire.
Yeah. He seems like just a matchup dependent guy, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, he lost to Stout this year, and Stout's taken some L's, but he pinned Volker, and it was a pin for
Volker
sure.
Volker pinned himself.
But
Volker
yeah,
pinned
he pinned himself.
He also teched Volker at CQB.
Yes, he did. So he's teched and pinned.
Pretty
tough guy. Yeah, I think, I don't know, this will definitely, well, I was going to say it's been the biggest test of Glazier's season, but he did wrestle an NCAA champion in his last match.
Wrestled him tough.
And he won.
He won.
Let it not be said that Zach Glazier didn't get his hand raised that match. And there's no additional
a lot of people
context.
can say they got to win over an NCAA champion, Christian Piles.
Yeah. He's got more than me, that's for sure. So yeah, why don't we just get into this duel because it is going to be the duel.
Before we get
can we get an international update from Mr. International JD Raider? Because I kind of peeked the brackets, but I would love some international flavor here on the show.
I want to talk more about probables. Ben, do you think coaches should have to follow, actually report probable lineups?
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice if there was some type of punishment or retribution for that, which I don't see being the case. So I think we're dreaming here.
Did you see Dave Portnoy is suing the NFL because they didn't report Joe Burrow's injury and he placed a major bet on the Bengals?
Is that real?
A while back. Yeah, a month ago. He's filing a civil lawsuit.
I thought that was a joke.
I think he actually is probably trying to go through with it.
Yeah, man. I mean, honestly, that is a thing, right? If you're supposed to be forced to do that and you don't do it, and people are betting and losing money because you failed to do something, then that's an issue.
Listen, they can report what they want to, but gambling losses should not be involved. Now, if you
that's like fight fixing, Christian.
I don't think it. I don't know.
You're required to.
I feel like gambling is you just whatever happens, you are just that's the risk you're taking. You're betting on a sport.
No, I disagree
100%,
strongly.
100%. Now I think if you used, if you said, hey, you buy a Taylor Swift ticket and you get dang Jessica Simpson, I think then that's when you no shade at Jessica Simpson. I'm sure
that's
she's
a W. Jessica Simpson, highly attractive woman.
But I think, you got ripped off there. If you're selling it, but I don't know.
No, I don't know, Christian. If there's rules, and people don't apply by rules, there should be consequences.
Okay.
There's precedent for this, though. Mayer versus Belichick, 2010, a federal court case. The court ruled sports fans don't have a legally cognizable right, interest, or injury on which to sue when a professional sports team violates its league's rules.
Take the L, Dave. Suing. I can't believe
that was pre-legal, gambling being widespread legal. So.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay. Also, don't the teams disclose? Is it the NFL?
I mean, I see him in the doc, but I want some more information.
All right, on these Zagreb results.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably the biggest result happened this morning. Or the biggest couple results. Snyder beat Gassimpur 4-0. Yeah, it looked really similar to their World Cup match a year ago. Snyder he's a lot bigger. He was able to push him out. And he got a nice takedown, too, which he wasn't able to take him down last time. So that was good to see. Gaslampour might be their guy at 97. There was rumors he was going to go down to 86 and try and take out Yazdani, but I would assume this means he goes up to 97.
He's good size.
McKenna whooped up on Seabass.
He whooped up on Seabass for bronze. They both lost to Tavanian.
Tavanian was just getting some revenge, man. He smoked Sebastian Rivera. After Rivera beat him at Worlds in that crazy match. Beat him 10-0, and then McKenna.
Well, you know why? He's a recently married man.
Who?
Tavanian.
Oh, that helps. It does help.
JD's got the extra power, he knows.
Yeah,
that's right.
It helps.
I could also tech Seabass.
Yeah. Okay. And every other married person can.
What are you drinking? Red wine over there or something?
Yeah.
No, this is a Guinness, actually. No, I'm joking. It's cold brew.
No, it's a Guinness.
So funny.
Marcelo got bronze. He got teched like really bad, really fast by Ramazanov, who's a former Russian. But I thought he looked decent. He looked like an 86 kilo guy.
Nice.
And Jason Nolf beat the Greek, and then he smashed his Iranian.
And I saw you said the Greek was good, but Greece is not known for their good wrestlers.
Bro,
just FYI.
That's the guy that beat.
He beat Cotty. He beat Cotty at Worlds. He made the World Semis.
Wow.
He's for sure good. Dake beat him 4-1 and was like, this dude was living on Dake's legs, and Dake was not.
Oh, I remember that match. That's that guy?
And actually Greek.
Oh, yeah, he's tough.
Yeah,
he's
really
actually
good.
Greek?
He's actually Greek. He's got a
Kuga Matsidis. He's like Georgi Kuga Matsidis or something. I'm probably not saying it super right.
Wick had a good one with Nakoti this morning, but lost 6-6.
Yeah, it's so funny how small the non-Olympic weight brackets are, because I looked at the 79, and I think it was five people, like round robin or something.
Round robin.
And, oh my God, what's the one guy that Hidley wrestled? I'm going to go look. I'm blanking. Oh, Kinshadze was back down at 79 because he looked, it is so dumb. Kinshadze looks so small at 86 kilograms, but he's forced there because he can't make 74.
It'd be like that.
We thought we were going to hopefully see Mason Paris versus Zare, but the Iranian backup, Masumi, stopped that this morning.
He beat your typical backup.
Wait, Masumi beat Zare or what?
He beat Paris.
Oh, damn
11-6.
Yep.
All right. International
Masumi's
update.
damn good, though. Take that.
He is.
Yeah. He's not your normal backup. That's like saying, oh, he beat America's backup, Jordan Burroughs.
Well, I'd say it's on par with like a Gable Mason situation. Mason just won a world medal.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get to this college stuff. That's why the people are listening.
Christian doesn't care about the international.
I mean, listen. I'm merely reflecting the will of the people. I know what they want.
Man of the people.
They want Iowa Nebraska talk, and I'm here for it because this is going to be a fantastic duel. Tense in Carver Hawkeye, I believe.
Tell me, is this tomorrow night in Carver Hawkeye Arena live on Big Ten Network?
Yes.
All right, sweet.
It's gonna be. And it is on Pac-12 Network, Ben. They scooped. They told Iowa.
Don't make me cry.
They told Iowa, like, listen, this is ours now.
Mm-hmm.
No, it'll be on Big Ten Network.
But it's actually in Lincoln, not in Carver.
Oh, it is? Okay. Ooh. It's gonna get wild in there. Okay.
Are we really doing picks on every single match here?
I don't want to
No, not the ones where we're not sure.
Let's do Gabe Arnold, Bubba Wilson line. You should have a line for that. We should pretend that's going to happen. If it doesn't happen, fine.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. Even though I think Patrick
What's the
Kennedy
line?
could beat Bubba Wilson.
Well, then 84 should be Riggins versus Pintos, meh.
Yeah.
Van D versus Teskey, I don't know about that one.
No, come on. Dig deep. Don't try to eliminate it.
Listen, you're just hoping by a sheer number volume that somehow you can get lucky since you lost every single week this year. You see the tears for that? You see them?
No, I don't. I don't see the tears.
I wish I had a zoom feature around. Tyler, hey Tyler, zoom in right there. Zoom in on it.
Tyler, don't you dare. Tyler, Tyler, no! Stop zooming. Daggone it.
You can see the tears.
I'm well dressed though. That's a snappy polo. Hey, listen, Shane Sparks will be mad. We're not wearing warm-ups on the podium. That's like his #1 pet peeve.
No, it's not.
Oh, he's a big
Are you
walnuts
kidding
on
me?
the
He's
podium
like,
guy.
don't wear jeans. Like, what
Represent yourself and your community well.
Yeah, dude, that's honestly on the Mount Rushmore of like things that get Shane Sparks fired up. Like, not wearing a warm up on the podium drives him probably crazier than anything.
But hold on, Christian. There's no way that there's a Mount Rushmore of Shane Sparks getting upset about things because it would need to be significantly more than 4 things.
Well, here's the thing.
It would need to be like
Shane
27
Sparks,
things.
It's funny you mentioned that because one time he did a Mount Rushmore of Big Ten wrestlers and he actually added additional faces because he couldn't narrow it down to 5. That's not a joke.
That happened.
So he has a very.
I remember.
It's a fluid Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, it's fluid. It's more of an emotional thing than something that's etched in stone, which Mount Rushmore is. Yeah, he had 5 on his like greatest Big Ten wrestlers or something because he couldn't decide between like Logan Stieber and someone else. So, anyways, Mount Sparkmore has 5. Anyway, we're moving on to Iowa, Nebraska. I think it's going to be tough. I think Iowa's going to have to use their true freshmen here if they want to win. Do we just want to go in match order? We want to bounce around? What do we think?
Let's go match order.
All right. 125, banger. Hawks, I think they need this one.
They need it. They
Drake Ayala versus Caleb Smith. These two wrestled at the NC2A tournament in 2022. Caleb Smith was a 5-2 winner, I think, a 3-point winner. And I think Drake's gotten better. I think Smith's gotten better. It's going to be a tough one. It'll come down to what Drake's able to do late in the match. I think he's going to have a hard time with the speed of Smith, getting to his legs early. I think he's going to have to hand fight him hard and try to open him up late, maybe ride. I don't know. I'm going Drake.
I think Drake's been good this year. I'll go Drake Ayala.
I am too. Daggone it.
Hey, before we get to the next match, wait, JD, what's your pick?
I want to go Drake.
WrestleStat has this a 3-point win for Caleb.
Ooh.
Smith has been really good this year, but I think Drake has gotten better as well. I'll go Drake.
Man.
Hey, before we get to the rest of the picks, we talked about Iowa using the freshmen, but I mean, if we're saying Gabe Arnold has two dates left, right? They have Oklahoma State, they have Penn State, they have Michigan, they have Minnesota. Like, that's kind of like which one are you gonna pick because you only got 2.
Just use him.
Here's the thing. I said this in the video. It's a simple question. Does Iowa want their best lineup this year? If they do, they have to start Gabe Arnold. They have to start him at 174, period. If you don't use him, you do not want your best lineup. So I think you just use him. Of course, they have the advantage of if something bad happens, if there's an injury, if there's X, Y, and Z reasons, he can't continue with the year. It's good to have the ability to pull it back, but I think in a week or two, it's going to be Gabe's going to be out there and wrestling. I think he should be at least. If they want their best lineup. If they don't, they can use Kennedy, and Kennedy's very solid, and he will qualify and maybe win a match or 2 at NCAAs. But if you're trying to score meaningful points at 174, it's not going to be with a 65-pounder in Patrick Kennedy.
Yes, I would agree.
So, Brody Teske, Jacob Van D. 3.5 point favorite.
Tell you, I've only watched one Jacob Van D match, so I'm going to have a bad gauge on this one.
Okay.
Tell me more about him, Christian.
No. This is war. This is war. This is everything to me, Ben. This is my Super Bowl.
I know, that's why you're crying on the picture.
My Christmas. It's everything wrapped into one.
Oh, so he lost to Brody Teske at the Soldier Salute. He's lost to Julian Farber twice. We got 3.5 points, only lost by 1 point last time. And he did beat Cullen Shaver. I'll take Van D with the points.
I,
And Teskey does seem to like close matches. I don't know what his deal is
He's
with close
wrestling close
matches, but
this
he
year as
seems to
well.
like him pretty close.
For that reason, I'm going Van D. Teskey to win, Van D to cover the points.
this 3.5 is kind of a lot.
And
I
a
just
lot.
think-
3-point
up with
takedown is really tough because if you go 2.5,
Yes.
like
I mean,
a takedown wins it, or like covers.
Change it to 2.5.
No,
Do it.
no,
Change it.
no.
Fine.
Hey, are you trying to affect the bookie here? Because I think that's a federal crime.
Oh, you can't lean on a bookie every now and again.
I don't
What's
think
wrong?
so.
You want me to
I'm
lean on
just
your
saying my
kneecaps?
piece. All I'm doing is making my opinions known. And he can do what he wants to do, and I'm going to do what I want to do. Give me Brody to cover. Fight me.
Okay. All right. Brody by 4.
That's a lot of points for young Brody, but I believe. Real Woods versus Brock Hardy. This is so
Tough
tough
line.
because not only their rivalry has run the gamut of point differential.
Yes.
It was super close in the duel last year, and then at NCAAs it was a major
Super close to
decision.
Big Ten finals too.
Yeah, and then Real blew him out at Big Ten or at NCAAs, right?
Killed him. Major. And then on the heels of Brock Hardy losing to Cale Happel, I'll take a 3-point takedown. They are going to use 3-point takedown in this duel. I have that confirmed. I'm going to
I thought this
say
was on the Pac-12 Network where takedowns are 2 points.
Pac-12 Network ran a graphic that said takedowns are worth 2, and near fall is 2 or 4 points. Listen, I said Pac-12 Network is the future. They're already looking ahead to future rules. I got Brock covering.
Whoa. I'm going to take Real. Brock has been off and on this year. Maybe had not some of the greatest performances. I think there is a possibility he has a skill set to keep it close, but I think Real takes him down, maybe tilts him up, wins by more than this 3.5.
Yeah.
I'm going. Yeah, Hardy coming off a loss to Happel.
Kind of going bounce back match for Brock.
I don't know. I think you're regretting your pick right now, Christian.
I didn't pick him to win, for the record.
That is, picks him to cover.
I'm gonna go. 4 is a lot. I feel like it's like a 3 or 4 point win.
Terrible line.
I'll go Woods to cover.
Okay.
Not confident though.
Hey, we also didn't talk about the fact that Tom Brand says they have, at this point in time, they have no one joining the program second semester.
It's kind of what we suspected.
What do you make of it?
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know about Anthony. I don't know why he wouldn't. Well, at this time means right now. They're not on the team.
Yeah.
I mean, at that time it would be true, and in a week it could be, the case that he's not.
You think he's being cagey?
They could add Anthony. I don't know what the deal is. I don't expect AJ to join the team this year. I know that.
Okay.
The semester starts in 5 days, so they got to be on there at some point.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my opinion, but I don't know. 149, Ratchie versus Lovett. 4.5 point favorites for Ridge. I got Ridge covering this.
I got Ridge covering, but I feel like there is a potential that Ratchie keeps it close and competitive, and just doesn't because Ridge sometimes doesn't have the ability to go attack all that much. So I hope that's not the case.
If Ridge doesn't get a turn, this one could be close. But I've got Ridge going like 2 takedowns to none and a riding time point to cover this.
It depends if Caleb Ratchie understands the assignment. If he's like, all right, I gotta be careful here. I can't go firing on this guy like crazy because he's probably not going to fire a bunch of leg attacks on me, as Ben mentioned. So for that reason, if he plays it a little close, hand fights position, I could see Ridge not getting to him. Now, do you go under Ridge Lovett? I don't recommend that. I think that would be I think that'd be
he's not gonna do that. Are you crazy?
what? He's not gonna do what?
Caleb Ratchey's gonna choose down?
I would not be surprised if he does.
Come on. Wow, Ridge Lovett is like a backpack. Remember how hard he rode DeSanto when he was a freshman?
I agree with you.
100%.
I'm not saying he shouldn't, but if it's a 0-0 match, it would not surprise me.
I think if he knows the assignment, he'll take neutral. But all that being said, I think one exchange could do it, could get it for Ridge. I think one opportunity on top could do it. 4.5 is a lot, but Ridge has been really good this year.
Yes.
What's his normal margin of victory? Also, excuse me.
It's quite a bit.
Yeah, feel like he's been beating guys soundly. 14-0, 64% bonus. His decisions he had 5-1 against Alec Martin. That's a pretty good comp for Ratchey,
that's a good comp
honestly.
right there.
7-1 against Cale Ranavardi. I don't know him that well. And
That's another similar comp.
He had a 1-0 against Jeffrey Boyd.
Yeah, what is this? I just saw that also.
That was on... Okay, I was at the Navy Classic. International waters. It's very much a gray area if that counts.
I think it counts.
That's not a good result right there.
I don't know if it counts. Yeah,
but then you go 11-0 over D'Amelio and 11-1 over Gilcher. Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know.
Well, I think that's what happens when you're very solid counterattacker and solid on top. And if you don't get your opportunity on top and a guy's not firing attacks, kind of like we said, sometimes you get those really close matches.
Yeah, where the guy never gives himself a chance to win, but he keeps it close.
Yes.
All right. There's a good chance Caleb just understands the assignment here, and it's tight. But I'm saying I think Ridge figures it out. One exchange, one time. The dual meet, it's going to matter a lot. And honestly, I think this duel very likely could come down to the bonus point differential. And I think if you're just doing the, napkin math here, he should know, all right, we should have an advantage. I do think that Nebraska has a potential bonus point advantage here. Right?
Oh, yeah. In this duel or in this match?
In this duel.
Oh, easy.
So, that being said, they need to take advantage of the advantage.
I mean, which matches
real
does Iowa act? No, real. Okay, and they've had really, really close matches before. Besides that one, what other ones do they even have a possibility of bonus?
Teskey, for sure.
You think so, Teskey?
I don't know.
All right, well, I'll say this.
I mean, possibility, yes, but not likely.
I mean,
unlikely.
He lost. Vandy lost 8-1 to Farber. He's lost 10-4, and these are not. I realize these are not major
bonus
decisions. They're not bonus, but
he beat Schriever, who started over Teskey one time.
Well, he wanted the match.
I mean, I'm just saying. Okay, when you compare that to Ratchey versus Lovett, or Pinto versus Aiden Riggins, or Aldred versus Glazier, I feel like it's kind of one-sided.
No, I mean, I said it's an advantage, but I think there are reasonable opportunities for Iowa.
Okay.
Similarly, but not as good as Nebraska's. But I have Ridge covering the 4.5. 57, Frantic Rob, pick 'em. I feel very confident in my pick, but I'll let Ben go first.
Very confident.
I mean, if you're gonna say that, you got to be picking Jared Frantic, because given what happened last week with Peyton Robb,
no.
That was a questionable performance, and given that, I'm also going to pick Jared Frantic, just like you are.
Nope, I got Peyton Robb.
Oh,
really? Why? Under what reasoning? Because he beat him
bounce back,
or something?
Bounce back match. I'm a big.
Love the bounce.
I love the bounce back. Water returns to its level, Benjamin, and I think Peyton, on the whole, over the last 2 years, has been better than Jared Frantic. I know he lost to NCAAs. He also had a flesh-eating disease. And I don't know. And I also don't know what was going on in this UNI match. Why did he just let him go? He just let him go. So I think.
Got me. I don't know.
I think Rob gets this match back.
Let him off the hook.
He also beat Frantic last year at the first duel. I remember that. He was 1-1 against him last year.
Yep. I've got Rob. I actually feel good about it. Rob Zombie.
I'm going Rob Zombie with 0 confidence.
Nice.
That one truly is a toss.
It is. It should be a pick 'em. Absolutely. My gut was Rob immediately. Caliendo versus Antrell Taylor.
Also, shameless plug. Peyton Robb was just on Bader's show. It was good, so go give it a listen.
Did he talk about the end of that match against Ryder Downey?
No.
Yes, we did.
Yes?
I didn't listen. Rob, Ryder
I didn't
Downey,
listen
we
to it.
talked about that.
I know.
We did.
He was talking about the Bader show, and then I asked him about it. 65. Michael Caliendo versus Antrell Taylor. Caliendo 4.5-point favorite, says James. But what do I say? 4.5.
I say
feels like a lot.
Antrell Taylor. He's tough and he keeps it closer than that.
I wanted to say that. I considered saying that.
But
well, there's a result that freaked me out a little bit. He lost 12-1 to Stony Buell.
Whoa. What happened
recently.
there?
And 12-9 to Gianno Petrucelli. And that gives me pause. I just have to say that gives me a little bit of pause. Now, Buell kept it kind of close against Caliendo, 6-1. So it's just a comparison, but it gives me pause. But I think dual meets, I think things tend to tighten a little in duels. So that's the one thing that swung me back the other way on the Caliendo, but Antrell covers. So I'll go Antrell covers this, but I don't know.
I'm going Caliendo. I think I went Nebraska and some of these other ones. Caliendo feels like Iowa needs a spark. He comes out there. He's working for bonus points. Doesn't get them, but he wins by 5-7.
Mm-hmm. I feel really good about this next one. 174. Gabe Arnold.
Ben never picked.
Oh, sorry.
I picked Antrell Taylor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gabe Arnold versus Bubba Wilson. We're just saying that's going to be the match. We don't know for sure. Gabe is not listed in the probables, so maybe he won't. But 3.5-point favorite for Gabe Arnold. I feel great about Bubba covering this one. Arnold loves a one takedown match against a good guy, a solid guy. He keeps it close.
100%.
Can I ask you the question here? Surely Patrick Kennedy beat Bubba Wilson last year. Why do we need to start? Why do we need to waste one of our attempts on Gabe Arnold?
Maybe you're right.
He had to have, because they were both at 65 last year, and Bubba Wilson was not nearly as highly ranked as Patrick Kennedy. I'm
oh
sure
my gosh,
he
he
beat
majored
him.
him. He did major him.
Where'd you find? Oh yeah, right there, 12-4. You're starting Patrick Kennedy, right?
Maybe so.
I think you are.
I just figure use him.
Wait. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. I think I outlined all the other important duels they have, and I think this is one you say, Patrick, buddy, you majored him last year. Surely you can do the same thing again, right? And it's not like
maybe you're right.
He's got a loss to Ishins, he lost to DeVos, Noah Mulvaney beat him, Avery Bassett beat. It's like he's not that much better than if any better than last year.
Dang, maybe you're right.
Yeah.
And Bubba is
Kennedy
in a similar boat to Kennedy in that he wanted to go 65. Antrell bounced him out. Kennedy wants to go 65. Caliendo bounced him out up a weight. Yeah, maybe you're right.
My thing, though, if you really feel like you're going to use Gabe, just use him. You'd really kick yourself if you went with Kennedy and he lost this match and you lost the duel because of it, when it's pretty straightforward. Your best lineup is with Gabe Arnold in it.
Yeah.
So put your best lineup out there. Yeah,
I think it's good experience for Gabe. Maybe that doesn't matter. I feel like it probably does. I don't know. Now I'm questioning everything. But we can move on.
Iowa hasn't lost to Nebraska since like 2006. Somebody was saying in the chat. Like, if you really feel like you're going to use Gabe,
honestly, Christian, you're right though. They should just start Gabe Arnold at this point. Like,
yeah,
why are we messing around here? I mean, Jesus.
That's what I'm saying.
He's ready.
He's ready.
Yeah.
He's obviously ready.
Yeah. And I think the more and more, it's showing more and more that being older in college wrestling isn't the advantage we used to think it was, or it used to actually be.
Heck no.
Highly
Some of these
overrated.
6-year guys are mailing it in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Smoke him if you got him. He's ready. He's going to place high. Like, why waste this year? Like, it's almost now like a waste of a year if he's ready to compete at a high level like this to potentially maybe be at that level in 5 years.
Yeah. I think that's kind of where I'm at. That's why I think they should use him. The only thing is, like, if Tom Brands is like, we have not lost to this team since the Bush administration, so we should use Kennedy at 74 and bump Gabe at 84 and let him
do the Iowa State bump.
And yeah, do the.
No, that's your logic right there.
So
That's your logic, because you could win 74 and 84.
Or you know Pinto's gonna put a thumping on any other 84 not named Gabe Arnold. So if you're like, we cannot give a bonus at 84, Gabe, I think actually, if he can handle the power of Lenny, which is prolific,
it's a competitive match. I think
it could be competitive, because I think Lenny is gonna have a harder time. He's not gonna be able to like upper body him. I don't think he's not the most, he's gonna have a hard time getting in on his legs. Gabe would love to just take one head outside shot, finish, and let that be the match.
Lenny Pinto has been all over the place from a results standpoint. Because I remember he was in the U20 86 kg bracket last year. I thought, oh man, Lenny Pinto's in there. He's gonna kill these high school kids, and he didn't even do that well. I think he maybe didn't even place potentially.
You love referring back to freestyle, like U20s. Like,
it's
I like
a very great data point. I'm sorry I didn't have other data points. The fact that Lenny Pinto is the number 3 NCAA ranked wrestler and can't place at the U20s, that is relevant. I'm going to go find who we lost to, since you're being so sassy.
I'm not being sassy. Now, you take back that sass comment. I'm just pointing out, I'm like, I don't know. I just would rather look at his NCAA results. He beat
those have been
Birdie
sketched too. I don't remember which match, but
he
there's
beat
some matches
Fishback
last year that were-
4-1. He beat Plot. I think that's more relevant. And also, like, my main rationale for that is he was way up and down all last year at NCAA for his NCAA season.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, but my point here is that he's only lost to Keckeisen, who's the runaway number 1, and Plot, who is a fixture, and he's also beaten Plot. So I feel like he's been very consistent this year.
Leonard Pinto did not place. He lost to Braden Thompson on the front side. That wasn't that bad because he had great freestyle results. But he got tech followed by Justin Rademacher on the backside.
Ooh,
that's rough. Ha.
I didn't say he did good. I didn't say.
Okay.
I'm just like, wow. Put it this way: if he was wrestling Justin Rademacher, would you make that a pick'em? Would you make him the favorite? No, you would totally dismiss and throw out that result. Full stop. You would. Yes, you would. There's no way you would consider that as a relevant data point. You would throw it out.
I go back and watch the match, and then I'd see him.
Probably go back. We're like, are they allowed to do gut wrenches in this?
Well, I mean, Rademacher gut wrench and release him a whole bunch, or did he have, was he able to get a bunch of takedowns?
That's just my opinion.
Okay, fair enough.
Leonard Pinto. I'm gonna watch this.
Hey, is TJ Stewart still on the Virginia Tech team?
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean,
random question.
He started the year on the team. He entered Midlands, didn't wrestle. He forfeited out of the Southeast Open. It's not going great for TJ.
Not looking so.
He's on the roster.
Yeah, I mean, he's been on the team this year.
Okay.
But they've got a couple tough guys at 84. They got Sam Fisher. They've got Dakota Howard. And I don't think he can beat those guys. I honestly don't know when he's going to see the lineup for Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
He's 1-1 this year. Wrestled at 197. He majored Justin Rademacher.
Stop.
What are the odds of the 2 matches he wrestled?
What are the odds?
And then he got pinned by Levi Hopkins and forfeited out.
Huh. Well, that's fine. The match I was looking at on because the match before Rademacher wrestled Pinto, Rademacher beat TJ Stewart.
Okay.
And that was why I saw his name.
He's got his number.
Yeah, apparently. All right. Back to
Okay.
the Iowa duel. I love your guys' idea. You got to plan bumping Kennedy to 74 and Arnold to 84 because if they want to win the duel, that's probably what they should do.
Well, it depends on what are your goals out of this duel. Is your goal to really win? Is your goal to win the duel, or are you trying to set up your best lineup for Big Tens and NCAAs, right? And
Yeah.
to me, wrestling Gabe makes more sense for that and thinking more long term. But if you're like, we need to win this duel, one match is not that big of a deal for Gabe to go up. Go wrestle Lenny Pinto tough. We need you, Gabe. I don't know.
It is kind of annoying that the dual meet bumping doesn't happen that often, and a lot of it is because of probably Big Ten and NCAA seeding. And so if you want, Gabe to get a higher seed, he's going to wrestle these matches at 74. But he didn't wrestle the Iowa State one at 74. Yeah, I mean, I guess for long term, you're right. The best is that. I just don't know that that's what's going to happen because Kennedy and Riggins are not beating Lenny Pinto.
And then again, Big Ten. I mean, a Big Ten seed, even an NCAA seed, is that going to make
It
or
matters.
break?
Yeah.
It does it though.
At least to a lot of these coaches, it absolutely matters. 100%.
Yeah, maybe. Okay. So we kind of got stymied at 74 about like who freaking is going to go.
All right. So what picks are we doing? Are we doing?
I said that Wilson covers against Gabe. But now I don't know.
I think that's not good. I don't think let's go. Okay, let's do this. Bubba Wilson versus Gabe Arnold or Patrick Kennedy, same line. 3.5. Kennedy majored him last year.
What if Justin Rademacher wrestles? Then what do we do? We have to be prepared for all variables.
All right. Bubba Wilson versus either one of those guys. I have Iowa covering the 3.5 point line against either one of those opponents.
Well, I'll say Kennedy covers and Arnold doesn't.
No, you're not allowed to pick that. It's Wilson or Iowa.
They're not the same person.
You're not allowed to do that. Follow the rules.
CP wants information out, but if you gamble, this is what happens.
Yeah, this is what happens, Christian. You got to take some risks.
No, I wouldn't.
Yes.
I would not play the game if I didn't have assurances.
Well, that's what Portnoy was saying. He wouldn't have placed that bet if he would have known that. What's his name?
Yeah.
This is me not placing. This is me not placing the bet because
Coward.
I have a little bit of foresight.
All right, so we're not picking 74 because Christian's scared. Okay, got it. Who eat that pick?
Now I really want. No, okay, fine. Give me Iowa to cover.
Yes, there we go. Iowa to cover.
Dorks. Aiden Riggins or Gabe Arnold versus Lenny Pinto.
Well, so now
let's
this
not do
okay,
this one.
This one
Let's
there's
not
a
do
huge
this one.
discrepancy. Now this is where it gets scary because he's gonna smash Riggins. It's gonna be close with Arnold. So this is, the last one. I think Iowa covers no matter what. This one's a little sketch.
Let's not do 84. That's too crazy. That's too crazy.
All right. Okay.
Listen, if
Deleted.
if Kennedy covers or if Arnold doesn't cover, I'm suing the NFL. And your name's gonna go down there too, Ben. I'm gonna sue Ben Askren.
You mean the NCAA?
No, the NFL, Ben Askren, and the NCAA. I'm suing them all. They should have done something to stop this.
What about the University of Iowa for putting out bad probables?
They're fine. They
You're not
do what
suing
they
them?
do. It's not their fault. You guys pressured me. Hey, 97. Zach Glazier versus Silas Allred.
That's a lot of points right there, guys.
6.5 is what I made the line.
6.5.
Is it a trap line? Trap line, though. Pin covers.
A pin does cover. Silas is a point scorer. I like that he can generate, and he can also he's a good counter scorer. He's kind of tough on top. Man.
It feels like to me, Glazier is going to cover unless he gets
I know
pinned.
what it feels like to me.
I don't feel like that. I would be stunned if he got pinned.
I would be too, which is why I'm going Glacier.
I don't want to do that too.
Do you realize?
I'm going all red. The Mark Manning with that beautiful head of gray hair is going to say, "We need you, buddy. Go light the world on fire."
It's polar bear white now.
Beautiful hair.
I thought when he went from like a cool gray, now it's white. I thought he dyed it.
What was it
blonde.
like 2 years ago? He went all of a sudden. It was like the next season. It was just silver. It was like,
white.
what happened?
It was so white. I thought he dyed it blonde. It looks awesome. So just a little bit of the to push back on Silas a tad. He got Tech 17-1 by Jacob Cardenas, majored by Tanner Sloan. He lost in sudden victory to Luke Stout. He's had decisions against Sonny Sasso and Levi Hopkins, who I think are fair comps for young.
He could win by 7.
Young Zachary. He can win by 7, and I'm still, WrestleStat has this as a major, I'm pretty sure, for Silas.
Yeah. That's what he's going to do because Mark Manning's going to give him the pep talk. We need this. We need these bonus right now.
They might not at that point. If
Depends on if they're bumping.
True.
if Pinto pins Rademacher, then all bets are off. I'm going to go... I'll go Glacier covers. Assignment understood. Heavyweight. We better get the football boys. That's all I'm saying. It's got to be Ben Keeter versus Nash Hutmacher.
That's what we want.
It's so fair. They're both coming off football season. They're not going to be in the best of shape, but they're definitely the best heavyweights on their team. I hope this match happens. I have no idea who would win.
I think it's not going to.
You think it's not going to? I think
It's too good to be true.
Nash is so big. He is enormous. He made Mason Ding look like a 97-pounder out there.
He looks very large.
He's big boy. But you can't, man. I think he would pin Bradley Hill. I think that's possible. But then again, Bradley Hill's kind of tough. Can he make life a little hard for him? I don't know.
This one's scary because we do not have very much data on Nash Hutmacher.
We have 0 matches for Keeter.
And we have nothing for Keeter. Let's just not do this one.
That's why I feel like we're going to get Bart Harley Andrews versus Bradley Hill.
There you
Man.
go. We might get that
I don't
too.
think. No, I feel certain we're going to see Hutmacher here. I would bet.
Well, why didn't Nebraska use him against you and I?
I mean, Tyrell's pretty tough. I
know, and Ben Keeter isn't.
Ben Keeter has wrestled 0 college matches.
0.
Tyrell Gordon has beaten a lot of really good dudes. He has he's been wrestling all year long. I think it's very different than wrestling Ben Keeter. We have no idea how good Ben's going to be in college.
True.
We could guess, but it's, we've seen him in freestyle. He's really good. We've seen him Iowa high school, but I don't know. We haven't seen him against a lot of the elite of the elite. I'm not sure. I mean, I think ultimately Ben Keeter would probably be a better college wrestler than Nash Hutmacher, but I don't know what he is today. I know he's going to be a lot smaller, and he's not going to be in shape. I don't know. But there's a reality where Ben Keeter's just like all over his legs.
Too many variables here. Not a pick 'em.
Wow. Fine.
So,
All right, fine, Christian. We'll do it. Pick right now. You got to pick Nebraska wins or Iowa wins at heavyweight, and it's a pick 'em.
I'll go Nebraska wins heavyweight.
Ooh. I'll go Iowa wins heavyweight.
I don't know.
JD, what are you going?
I mean, if Ben wrestles, I'm picking Ben.
Really?
Yeah.
If
It'll be electric.
Bradley Hill beats Bart Harley Andrews also.
I think Bradley Hill beats Bart Harley Andrews, but I do think we see the polar bear.
Yeah.
So I'm taking Hutmacher over Hill, but I'm taking Keeter over Hutmacher.
Oh my goodness, so many variables.
Bro, I'm dead that he calls him Bart Harley Andrews, and he has no idea why we call him that.
I have no idea at all.
It's from
Tell
the show
me.
I Think You Should Leave. I mean, explaining this skit is just going to be hilarious. But
Yes.
there's a beauty pageant for Baby of the Year, and there's a baby called Bart Harley Jarvis that is like the most despised baby ever. And it's very funny. And if you've seen the show, you're laughing right now that Ben is just saying Bart Harley Andrews. That's like my Steve Bowman Chevy Dodge bit.
That was a great one.
That was a good one. Ben Honus, Green Ellis.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
F.U. Bart Harley.
This is going to be uphill for the Hawks.
Uphill for sure.
So I didn't set a team point line, but who we think wins?
I think if Iowa says we're winning this duel, we're using Kennedy and Gabe, I think that could swing it. Ben.
I think they say it and they do it, and similar to Iowa State. So I think Iowa wins. They pull it off.
And Gabe Arnold actually pulled out a red shirt then? Like, are they just going to say, we're going to do this? Because that's what they should be doing. They should say,
well, they won't say that because it wouldn't be. Yeah, they don't have to, and they're not gonna. They're not the type of team that says that information before. Yeah. Before they have to.
They keep the beans in the can. I think I'll say this:
how'd you get the beans above the Frank though?
If Patrick, Gabe, and Ben all wrestle, I think the Hawks win. So this is the plan. Will they follow it? If they use Gabe at 84, would you think then that they're leaning towards redshirting him altogether?
No.
No
says James.
No. I say if they use him, that makes it more likely that they're going, because they're going to need him for those other matches. I mean, Penn State, Michigan, Oklahoma State. There's a bunch of other solid matches for him.
True. All right, we've got some other.
That'll be really interesting, the Penn State duel, to see if Gabe is still an option where they use him in the lineup.
Oh my!
If they don't use him versus Starocci, I'm going to be annoyed after that trash talk from last year.
Or Starocci. Either of those guys.
I don't know him.
You don't know him? Well, he thinks you're a blowbag.
I don't even know what that. I don't know what that is either. But Starocci is going to be. He's gonna be fired up to try to fight Gabe Arnold. So that'll be a lot of emotions in that match. It'll be so much fun.
Yeah. Actually, brief pause in the pick'ems. If you guys didn't hear, Travis Wittlake, you talking about Starocci reminded me. Travis Wittlake, crazy. He's working on his truck back home in Coos Bay, and the truck falls off the jack, crushes falls on top of him, crushes his leg, breaks his femur. And his career is done. Horrible thing. He's going to be expected to make a recovery and everything, and is doing well considering the circumstances, but really sad end to his career and really freakish thing. But yeah, so wanted to mention that, and that, thoughts are with Travis and the Beavers, and as he looks to recover. There is a GoFundMe. We've retweeted it. It's already raised like $80,000. So if you're able to contribute to that, I know it'll go to a good cause. So I hope Wittlake has a full recovery there. Okay, unpause. Back to the picks. Oklahoma State versus Pitt. This is kind of you put two in here, but there's quite a few good duels. Like Heller versus, who's their 60? Olenek. That could be fun because they're really scrambly dudes. But you got 41 here. Tagging Jamison versus Cole Matthews. Jamison 2.5. Cole Matthews, he can keep it close.
Cole Matthews.
But everyone says he keep it close, but he's kind of got blown out in a couple matches this year too.
Yeah.
So which Cole Matthews band do we get? You're going Cole?
I think it's Cole Matthews. I think Jamison's got a hard time scoring on him, as many people do. Cole Matthews got blown out by Echemendia, but he decided to go over-under and lock it up. And I don't think that Tagging Jamison has those weapons.
What about Ethan Miller? Because he, I think, majored Cole.
That could have never happened.
Okay.
Wyatt Henson beat him 7-2.
Brother Bear. Jamison looks good, too. He's freaking tough. 2.5 points?
Brennan Van Hoek beat him by 4.
Give me Tagging.
This is not, this is an example of something we just talked about, but Cole Matthews is probably having his worst year in the last few, and it's his 6th year.
Outside of a Jesse Mendez win.
Oh, God, I just looked at his record. I didn't realize it was that bad. He's 8-8. What the freak?
Oh, my gosh.
I know. I almost felt bad putting this one in here. I really like Cole.
Perspective is everything. If the Washington Commanders were 8-8 at any point in the season, that would be great. So think about that.
Oh, my God.
I got to go take
All
him.
right.
Yeah. He can't change his, though.
I can't
84.
I won't change. Cole Matthews, I believe in you. Now remember, Cole, people still
Less than
care
he
about
did.
your results, so I want you to put your full effort out there.
He's given his full effort. That I'm sure of.
No, that's why these 6-year guys suck sometimes because they just are like, I'm almost done. I'm gonna pack it in. That's totally why. So don't be
Okay.
so sure about full effort. But I'm asking him on national radio right now, full effort, Cole Matthews.
International
Let's
radio.
freaking do this.
International radio, yeah. How many countries are we listened to in, JD? I haven't looked at the thing because I always forget what. It's
Quite
like
a few.
You got-
hundreds of countries.
Are
A
you
lot
guys
of them
allowed
only
on
have
radio in
like
Iran?
one stream.
Over 100, huh?
A lot of
Are you
them
guys
will only
allowed?
have like one stream.
That's
Like
okay.
one person listening in Lithuania or something, but
Yeah, that's fine. It's,
we are
it's-
prestige worldwide.
we start grassroots in Lithuania, then we grow. All right, next one: Dustin Plott versus Reese Heller. Plott 4.5 point favorite, says James. It's kind of a lot of points. Feels like a lot. Heller's tough, scrambly. I feel like he could give Plott some.
He's a
Trouble with
funky
the
fresh
finish.
camper, him and the brother.
You said they never
talk-
shut up.
They talk way too much. And every year I'd be like, I'm not letting you guys come back next year. You guys talk too much. And then every year I'd let them come back. Because, they're kind of funny. But then, like, when you're trying to coach, it's annoying when even though they're a little bit funny, they just won't
Yeah.
shut up.
That's a thing that happens. I notice in parenting, specifically my son Caleb, is like when they're funny, but you're trying to like correct them. It can be tough because you can kind of break a little bit. I'm sure that happens with Ozzy all the time. How are you not laughing at him constantly?
No, I flipped out this morning.
bet.
He's supposed to be ready for school. And I go by his room 3 times. He's looking at the damn Pokemon cards every single time about their health or their damage that they can cause. It's like, God, stop looking at the Pokemon cards. Freaking get ready.
You calling it Pokemon is just incredible. That's so funny.
So,
All right,
hey, total aside here. But one of his friends for Christmas got him some of these knockoff Pokemon cards, like all the good ones, but they're not actually the good ones. He's so pumped about it.
That's great. Little kids will fall for anything. He's in kindergarten now, right?
He thinks that, at least he said, if it says that they got 320 health, they got 320 health. Doesn't matter if it's a knockoff or not.
Man, you need to get him around Bray's kindergartner. Those two they're both savages. I think that could be a good play date because they go crazy.
He loves the Pokemon also?
No, he loves sports and fighting and just being a beast. All right. Okay. I got Heller covering.
Heller or Plot?
Heller covering.
But Plot wins by 3 or 4.
If he doesn't cover, it's because Funky Fresh Camp did him a total disservice and didn't help him technically.
If we would have been listening more, he would have intaken more of the information. I'm mentioning a Plot. I saw that my man Reese has some not so great losses this year, and I think Plot will continue to be aggressive and score more than 4.5 more points than Reese Heller.
Pitt is just like every so often they'll just ball out in a dual meet and win one where they're not supposed to. Or
They majored Feldkamp.
yeah,
Yeah.
I feel good about Heller. Okay, Illinois, Ohio State. Dylan D'Amelio versus Cannon Webster. Webster's another interesting true freshman. He's not out of redshirt yet. I think you keep him shirted. You're redshirting Lucas. You're redshirting the Bronagles. And I think a couple other tough guys. Illinois is set up to be really tough next year. I think you let Cannon
He's
go.
not quite ready yet.
He's
not ready
already
to
done
play.
5 competitions, guys. He wrestled the Navy duel,
No, he's
North
wrestled
Carolina
exactly
duel,
5.
Central Michigan, Missouri, and Midlands.
No, he wrestled, but the Central Michigan, North Carolina were the same event.
Yeah, so it's like same day or same event.
He's wrestled in 4.
Okay. All right.
I think you don't use him.
I think you don't use him.
Well, this could be his 5th.
Yeah, I mean for this, but I think broadly for the year, don't use him.
Yeah.
Well, I say use him because I would like to see this match.
Use him here, but just don't use him anymore. And send him to the UNI Open. All right, Saturday duels. Cornell Lehigh, sad face. No
Wait,
Vitale.
so do we know that's not happening or what?
I mean, I think Vito's hurt.
Oh man,
Yeah.
that is sad face.
And he's not cutting down to 33. Or 25, I mean.
Fix is not cutting to 25 either.
And, oh, you found that out too?
I got some inside
Yeah.
information.
He weighed in at 33. People just totally lied about what he weighed in at. Yeah, do you know how many people told me he weighed in at 130? For
Who?
instance, a lot of people were like, oh yeah, well, what do you think? He weighed in at 130. That means he didn't. It's not true.
Really, just straight up lying.
It's not good behavior. He still technically could go down to 125. It's not, but he should be descending soon if he were. And to your point, he looks so good against Kai.
Yeah, very good.
Okay, so we're going to do Beard Cardenas. He says Cardenas 1.5 favorite over Michael Beard. I've liked what I've seen from young Michael. What do you think?
I was actually going to say Cardenas has looked great this year, and I was going to go Cardenas.
So,
I'm going to Cardenas as well.
Beard has also been pretty good this year, although he did get whooped by Trent Hidley. He is undefeated outside of that.
well, Jacob lost 7-2 to Sloan and 10-2 to Hidley. So he's not without his whoopings.
Mm-hmm.
Last year they split. I'll take Beard in this one. Especially with points. Oh, yeah.
1.5.
Yeah.
Only a 1.5. That's nothing these days.
1.5. That's what Stephen A. Smith averaged in college his senior year of basketball. I learned that yesterday. There's this crazy beef between Stephen A. Smith and this guy named Jason Whitlock. And Stephen A. Smith went off on this guy for an hour and called him everything but a child of God. It was insane. If you haven't got to check it out.
Like on ESPN or what?
Well, no, on Stephen A. Smith has like his own podcast that's off ESPN. He says he literally called ESPN and his pastor to apologize beforehand of what he was about to say about Jason Whitlock. Because Whitlock like trolls Stephen A. and says like he lies about his like background as a basketball player. Because Stephen A. one time said that he averaged, they made fun of him for averaging 1.5 his senior year of basketball in college. And then he said, well, that's because I only played one game that year and I broke my kneecap, but you can't score 1.5 in basketball in one game. So I don't know what he meant.
That's
there.
a lie.
So that was a lie. And so Jason Whitlock, I think, just thinks he's a fraud about some things. And anyway. It was not becoming of either of them, I would say. But anyway.
Stephen A. Smith, the GOAT, still.
Yeah.
Forever.
He calls him Stephen A. Myth. That's what Jason Whitlock calls him. Which is kind of funny. Younger Bastida versus Dayton Pitzer. 3.5 for Bastida. This guy is... Do you remember how close this match was last time?
Yeah, 3 points.
But Pitzer was right there to score at the end.
Yeah, so I'm going to go Pitzer because he's going to get away every single time Bastida takes him down. Bastida will not choose bottom. And Bastida will get tired in the third period. So I think there's a chance Bastida gets a third takedown, potentially. But I think there's a greater chance that that Pitzer makes it very, very competitive. I think because if he gets a takedown in the third period, it's 6-6. He rides out to overtime. I think this is a very competitive match.
Yeah, I've got Pitzer covering this 3.5.
Mm-hmm. Younger has, under the radar, been one of the most dominant wrestlers in NCAA wrestling. This year, Iowa State Wrestling tweeted out the other day, he's 53-1 in takedowns, and the first takedown he gave up was in the very first duel against Cleveland State.
Oh my gosh, that guy's a legend. He's given up one takedown this year?
That's it, the very first takedown. Besides that, he scored 53 straight takedowns. Hasn't lost, been bonusing a lot of people. Pits are very good. So I've got Pitzer covering, but...
Oh, here we go. He did the classic setup line. Make it really easy. All right.
But I am not surprised at all if Bastida covers this. And I think he's like coming into stride the way he beat Schultz too. It wouldn't surprise me if he widens the gap a little bit.
Yeah. Ramos versus Dean Peterson. Ramos 2.5.
This
Peterson
is disaster.
17 ranking spots behind, making him the favorite. 2.5 points. Man, Ramos is a tough guy to prognosticate.
But I can't pick Dean Peterson after his
No.
loss to Tyler Klinsky was the gentleman's name.
Klinsky is his name. I've got Ramos covering this.
We are all going to Ramos.
Dang on it. New Hodge rankings are out. That completes. How
I
many
saw
total?
this terrible line here. I don't like it.
What terrible line?
That you said should Starocki or Brooks be number one? There's a number one that's obvious. That's Keegan O'Toole.
Well, let's look. This is not my article or my work.
This would be mine.
This would be James's.
He has one non-bonus, and it's when he bumped up to the next weight class to take out a gentleman named Edmund Roos.
That is very impressive, but I still think he's number 3, as Brooks and Starocki have 100% bonus.
Well, 6 matches.
Brooks only has 5 matches, and they're all bums. Take him out.
That's why I went Starocki number 1, because he put it on Mekhi Lewis.
That's fair.
I think. I don't know. We'll see. Quality of competition has to matter. Record, Keegan is better. Technically.
Yep, 10-0 versus 6-0.
Sportsmanship, it's a tie. Dominance.
I think Keegan's not a very good sport, so that's why I put him 3rd.
I actually agree. And I was just about to say that. I wasn't going to say it, and now I'm courageous enough to say Keegan O'Toole, bad sport. And I think it's not even his fault, and I think we know who to blame.
Actually, this does not include Keegan's pin last night. These came out before Keegan's pin, so.
Man, and he's only has one major, and it was 23-12.
Yeah, almost got the typo.
It's actually like it should help if you decision up a weight against a ranked guy, that's actually a bonus point.
That is very.
That's the exchange rate. Like that cannot hurt your bonus point rate if you.
No, it really didn't.
Wait,
I think
23-12. That's a major. It's just not a tech fault.
What did? Yeah,
yeah, that's what he said.
What were you saying? I think you said 23-12. That should not hurt your bonus rate.
Well, no, I transitioned quickly to the Edmund.
He was just
Root
saying even that major was huge.
Oh, if you go up a weight. I'm sorry. Got it.
Yeah, like his closest match at 165 is 23-12. He is destroying everyone. Listen. When's that duel?
What duel?
Against Iowa State
In February.
Oh my
February
gosh.
sometime.
Gotta wait forever.
Because I think it's February like 20th or something around there. Missouri goes to UNI first, and then Iowa State a day or 2 later.
Yeah, so ultimately, you need to see more from all these. They need to wrestle more. But I have
Keegan actually won 12-7 on Ed Ruth, not 11-7. I don't know why WrestleZet has it wrong.
I don't either.
Yeah.
But I think Keegan's dominance. What is Keegan's dominance score if you take out that decision? It's got to be like 5 point something. It's
5 pins, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3 techs and 2 majors. So make me do math live on air here, but that's 45. That's 53 divided by 10, 5.3.
5.3, which puts him on par with the next.
Those are good.
With exactly what Aaron Brooks is, 5.33.
Yeah. I mean, it is. I mean, obviously, I think those two are great, but they have not wrestled hard schedules, even in the slightest.
They both did the All-Star. I would say both Starocci and Brooks have a more impressive win than Keegan.
Oh, because the
Well,
All-Star.
you could argue Edmund Ruth up a weight is.
I don't think
impressive.
How
Tanner Sloan?
Tanner Sloan? That's a returning finalist. And what was the final?
Sloan's not having a great year though.
It was by like 7 points. It was like 9-2 or something like that.
And
Or no,
then-
he bonused him. I think it was 11-2.
And then Carter bonus Mekhi. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's
Part of this,
Who's number 4? Is it just really just probably those 3?
Kirk
Trent.
Fleet is number 4.
Oh, Kirk Fleet, he does have great bonus.
And it's because he bonused Hendrickson,
Yeah.
Yes.
who, if you don't include that match, would be on here and be very high because he has like 9 pins this year. And
Right.
It's just he has an absurd dominant score, which, I mean, technically that doesn't go on their record. So,
Man, if you look at the Penn State's schedule is kind of sorry. They got Indiana, Michigan, Michigan State, Maryland, Rutgers, and Edinburgh on there. So they really only have the three tough duels would be Ohio State, Iowa, and Nebraska. And if you look at heavyweight, Kirkwood should go 100% bonus into Big Tens.
Yep. Very possible.
You would think on that schedule.
No, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, the Penn State schedule. Like, it's light, but
Very light.
it just doesn't matter. It's like,
Yeah.
Well, don't forget too, a lot of these guys did senior nationals, which helps too.
Yeah, it's
That's
tough.
not a college competition, and only a couple guys on the roster wrestled it, but it was a really good tournament.
Yeah.
If you did wrestle in it.
And they've done well with,
Although
very...
literally the top 3 guys on this, Thrachi, Brooks, and Kirkley didn't wrestle in it.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, moving on.
It also, I went with Thrachi and Brooks ahead of Keegan at this point. It's officially not in the criteria anymore, but it still affects voters' past credentials. So the fact that Starachi is going for title number 4, like,
Doesn't affect this voter. Does it affect you as a voter, Ben?
No, because in my opinion,
wasn't very
it's clear
confident.
the Hodge Trophy is for that year. It's the best wrestler that year, so
Yeah.
no, it does not affect me.
I agree, but just going off of past precedent, where a guy wins his 4th, goes undefeated,
They didn't give it to Yanni last year.
They're going to
he
go...
didn't go undefeated.
Yeah, he lost to Gomez.
Yeah.
Man, if Starachi and Brooks all go undefeated, they'll do a double Hodge again, I bet.
Yeah, that's
What if
probably
Keegan goes
likely, which I
undefeated,
hate,
too?
obviously, because I think the Hodge Trophy should be for
That's the thing.
singular.
If Keegan has the bonus advantage somehow over those guys,
And he would have wins over Carr and Oleshnik, sorry.
Yeah, Keegan's got an uphill battle because those guys are going for their 4th, and I don't factor it, but you are correct in that it factors in there big time. I think Brooks will have. He has a tougher weight class. Heidley's going to wrestle him probably pretty close, I would venture to guess. And there's some other tough dudes in there. I don't know if other people will be able to keep it close to Brooks, but I bet Heidley will.
yeah, I mean, he has both times they've wrestled, been really close.
Yep.
Okay, this is a question for Ben, I think. We're doing questions now. What's your opinion on guys taking top now? Noah Certain has either turned or gotten riding point in all 11 of his matches this year. Seems like the chance to turn and spend more time in your best position is worth sacrificing the escape point. That's what I've been saying.
Yeah,
Ben
I
has
think we just
agreed.
went over that Monday on all the point things, and we said for sure he should be choosing top if that's your best position.
Yeah, it makes more sense now
Way more sense.
than ever. Can Ben talk about the open palm stance when neutral? What is the point? I've never seen Americans use it, but a few Iranians do it,
this
like
one.
Amazad and Masumi. Is it this?
Both these would be open palms.
I feel like
That's
this.
just listening, we're talking
I don't
soup
know.
hands
Metcalf
versus
used to always have
hands
that
up.
one that was kind of funny where he really had his hands down and up,
Uh-huh.
I have no idea. I don't use that stance. I don't know why people think it's that much better. It always seemed highly unnecessary to me. I don't know. I can't make a good argument for why I would use it. So I would like someone else who actually does it to make an argument why that should be their stance.
Well, if you go open palms, fingers up, you might be
Yeah.
trying to interlock fingers or
That's-
grab fingers to slow things down.
Yeah.
I think you're trying to. That's what I thought he was asking about. I feel like that's just guys that are trying to finger.
And if you're
fight.
going fingers down, palms up, you probably like to dig underhooks.
or you just want to be ready to catch a shot. Or
Exactly.
something.
And then normally come up
Pull 'em up.
to underhook instead of like mantis position.
That's where it's dumb
Or
because
front headlock.
between getting your legs back and your shoulder down, if someone's shooting on you, like surely you're gonna have enough time to do this, which I think is it's kind of not. I mean, I'd rather put my palm down and then start attacking a drag on either side.
Yeah. I'm not the
Yeah.
guy to answer these questions. I'm glad we have
I
Ben.
don't know that one.
Why do you think Burroughs and others pulled out of Zagreb? Well, you always see guys pull out of these tournaments, these overseas things. Gilman, I believe, recently had another child, so that would make sense. I think that's the case. And also, we've talked about the weight for him.
I was surprised when he entered.
Yeah, me too. And Burrows, I don't know. Could be. I don't know why.
I'm also not. Could be a weight thing too. I'm also not exactly sure when, or how these entries get sent to UWW, and or when. Like it could be a thing where, a month or two ago, these guys were like, "Yes, I'm in." Sort of. Like I might want to go.
Yeah, put me down.
Yeah, put me down.
Put me down.
Put me down, and then it comes time to actually make that decision, and I've got obligations here or whatever.
And also the reality, okay, Nolf's going. Do I want to give him another look before trials?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to probably Jordan will have to beat Jason Nolf in all likelihood to get to Kyle Dake.
Oh, yeah.
So I feel like Jordan in the past has been someone that's not wanted to give guys a look if he can help it. So that could be a reason.
Man, that would have been a fun match to see, though.
But if he doesn't put it
really
out there
good.
and say, we're left to do nothing but speculate. So yeah, I'm not sure why they pull out. Rutgers seems to have benefited from joining the Big Ten Conference. Nebraska? Question mark. If more
Why
conferences,
does he assume Rutgers is benefiting, Christian?
I think. Well, I think it is true. I think their results have been better.
Well, the difference is, what conference did Rutgers come from?
EIWA.
Exactly. There's a difference between the EIWA and the Big 12. The Nebraska basically went to an adjacent conference, and in terms of program with resources, how it's viewed, like there's a difference between the EIWA and Big 10.
For sure.
It's a
Big
jump
12.
up.
Yeah. That helps, but I think it's helped Nebraska too. I think it helps to be in the Premier Wrestling Conference. I think it probably helped Rutgers more. But man, you look at, it's interesting because Coach Goodale got there in what, 2008, 9, 10, something like that. 11? Okay. And they were kind of been on the incline since he's been there. And then they got Parati on the podium in 2014, and then, but really, once they were in the Big Ten, that's what they had, the 2 NCAA champions. They've had really tough teams. The dual attendance is insane there. I'm not saying that's because of the Big Ten. I think there's a little bit of credit to if you're that conference.
Oh my gosh, July 31, 2007.
Wow, it's been there a while.
Seriously.
But I think it's helped them a lot. I think it helps Nebraska to be in the Big Ten, for sure. But I don't think it helps them as much as it helped Rutgers. And this guy has, I guess, a couple of questions. If more consolidation happens, does Big Ten improve or make it harder for non-Penn State Iowa? Do they add wrestling affiliates like Big Ten? I don't think we'll ever see Big Ten add wrestling affiliates. I don't think it's necessary, and I don't think they would want to. It's always going to be harder for non-Penn State and Iowa teams in the Big Ten and other conferences, in my opinion. What's JD Reader's favorite anime?
That would be a question for Video Guy Tyler.
Video Guy Tyler would know your favorite anime?
I'm not a... South Park, I guess?
South Park's a good
that
anime.
counts.
The Lion King was a good anime. Ben, do you have a favorite anime?
And I thought anime was a specific type of Japanese cartoon.
I think it's just cartoons are animes. I'm pretty sure. Like Simpsons is an anime.
Man, I used to watch Family Guy. I can't say I watch it anymore.
All right. Well, there you have it.
It was funny.
Rick and Morty?
Never watched that. No. This one is like, all right, if Ben doesn't get it, then we'll move on. But
Are you bullying me?
Complete Burger King of Kings. I believe in you to think deeply, deeper than I. Complete this sentence. Now, sentence is spelled wrong, but that's okay. For a wrestler, it's better to be or do X than to do Y. How do these priorities change over time? Grade school, junior, senior high, college. Do you understand this question, Ben?
Yeah, but I mean, it's very open-ended. I mean, I could put anything in there, right?
It's better to be lucky than good?
Right.
Oh, sure. You could do that, right? I was thinking more. They're probably talking about like
Wrestle live or compete
wrestle
more.
live or like cutting weight, for example. Like for
Yeah.
a youth kid, probably shouldn't be cutting weight, but by the time you're at the senior level, like if you're not making the right weight class, you're not going to have the right amount of success. But yeah, I mean, you could fill those things with 50 different things probably.
Technically, if you cut weight as a youth, you're cutting less weight because you weigh less. So in that way, it might be better, man.
Oh my goodness gracious.
You don't think so? All right.
No, pass.
Okay.
So yeah, that's a tough question, but I mean, I think we could probably have a 10-hour show about this topic.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What else?
Well, I actually liked. Let's talk about Luke Dreyer. So his question is interesting. I don't know that I feel compelled. I think in one sense, like, as a pinner, like that would be cool. People shouldn't be able to get out of bounds. So he said, I envision something similar to when grapplers go out of bounds in jiu-jitsu and are restarted in as close to the position as they can before going out. Not saying that this position should be used for out of bounds restarts in wrestling, just when injury time. So he's saying just at injury time. But I'm thinking also, if someone goes out of bounds, maybe if like a count has started, you get to start with the same position back inbounds. Like that could be kind of fun. I don't know, maybe it'd be too confusing or too hard, but it does sound semi-interesting.
Wrestling, especially like college coaches, there's no way you would get those two not to fight when it came to restarting in a position where somebody's on their back and exactly if they had the arm, where their hand was at, what degree they were exposed.
Jiu-Jitsu, they actually do a good job of like saying like freeze where you're at,
yes,
and here's what we have, and then we're going back to the middle with the same position. I mean, the argument I would make for it, and I don't know if I feel super compelled in either direction, but the most exciting thing in the sport of wrestling is the pinfall. And so if we have more of the most exciting thing that happening, that's probably good, I would guess. I don't know. What do you think?
Probably. I just listened to a podcast that actually said the home run was at the detriment to baseball, though.
What? Why?
That's crazy.
They said America became too infatuated with it, and that was part of the reason why the game slowed down in the long run.
Losers.
Which I actually didn't necessarily agree with them, but, yeah. But you could maybe make the argument that, but I think it's too complicated to have that restart on your back position in wrestling. I know jiu-jitsu does it.
I think it's embarrassing when they do jiu-jitsu. I can't stand it. They drag them out there to the middle.
Oh, because they drag them back, yeah.
I think it's ridiculous.
They don't even stand up and walk back.
Yeah, it's like, what? I don't know. Just my thing. Okay. I want to get to this question. Unpopular take from AZ Wrestling fan. Penn State's success is more due to recruiting versus development. Most of their champs start good, contenders right off the bat.
I can't believe you're asking this question with 1 minute left in the show.
Well, I think it's pretty easy to refute. They recruit really, really well. But I was just looking back through the old recruiting class rankings because I had a thought, and hold on, let me read it. Where did it freaking go?
Well, I mean, I'll just start.
You go
find
first.
that while I'm talking, but I totally agree with you. I think if you did the percentage of the highly ranked recruits that go on to be highly either NCAA champs or people who finish in the top 3, I think Penn State's going to have a higher percentage than any other school by a long shot.
Yeah. So here's the recruiting class ranking since 2017. Number 1 in 17, Cornell. 18, Penn State. 19, Ohio State. 20, Oklahoma State. 21, Penn State. 22, Ohio State. 23, Iowa. So doesn't sound like it. You could look at other.
I mean, I would love the thing that I would love for the quant division to do, because this is a thesis I have. Maybe I should spend my own damn time, energy, and money on it.
Please.
I just need to hire some quants. Because I think, and I ain't gonna say any names, but I think some college coaches aren't maybe as good at coaching as some people think, and I would love to see, like, if we could develop a scoring algorithm for the athlete completing college. Now, you guys do recruiting rankings 1 through 150, 100 somewhere when they're coming out of coming out of high school. Where do they finish, right? So if a team has a number 7 on the big board and that person finishes number 37, they went down, right? If the team gets a 92 and it goes up to a 50. Now, the 37 still scored more points than the 50, but the coaching staff has made an improvement in that athlete, right? And then obviously if you get the aggregate of 10 years of data, you're going to find a pretty concrete result, I would assume.
Yeah. So anyways, I just thought that was relevant. Now,
Jeez, I can't believe you just shot down my idea like that.
No, I'm not sure. I support it fully.
All right, good. Get the quant division.
I'm
on.
just not going to
Let's
fund
do
it.
this.
I'm not going to fund all your ideas, Ben.
I know. Get someone else. Get someone in the C-suite executives to fund it.
Maybe sometime post wrestling season I could
Yeah.
get into that. Maybe.
Maybe. That's a maybe. All right, we're going to go.
Maybe.
Play the trumpet.
Please.
Let's hear it. There it is. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll be back Monday and Wednesday next week. Little shift.
Good note.
Monday and Wednesday next week. Plenty of wrestling to be discussed. A lot of duels are going to happen this weekend. Keep it to flow. We'll have Zagreb finals today.
Yep.
Kyle Snyder,
And
Kyle Snyder.
continuing with women's freestyle.
Indeed. So keep it on that. Watch the duels. We'll see you next Monday. Have a great weekend. Goodbye.